Hello everybody, I'm Rob Segato here. Happy holidays everybody. How are you all today? Yeah, join us. Join us on the group. We're human beings. Skype me. Use my Skype password, which is my email. ROGBUSS@yahoo.com. You can add me to Skype. We have conference calls and group meetings, which are interesting and fun. Concerning the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, also some of the work at Fermilab, also considering today's new quantum computing aspects, which multiplexed over a domain of partial or fully internet connections. We're seeing some very interesting non-local type phenomena occur, meaning using the wave equation on Gödel numbers for premisi, I guess is the plural, of a language aspect. Now, knowing that the internet has now become many degrees of freedom, and the wave function, of course, flourishes in all aspects of the universe, then what we're seeing with degrees of freedom is non-local events must take place in order for the ultra-dense variety of information, both quantum information and of a field. Okay, concerning my statement here, this is a fun time for us because the new internet is basically the old internet. It fluctuates between new and old and local and non-local events, as does the expansion and the condensation of the wave equation. The Schrödinger equation also, because both of them are intimately connected. We're not going to show the proof there. We just enjoy to have a great time meeting new friends here. New friends and helping people who have never had fun or joy or any peace in their life. Now with the internet, our new internet machine here, which can do experiments, in vivo experiments, and also communicate with people and join people to groups. And the math of groups is similar to the manifold connections of reality. Why wouldn't they be? But we don't have to spend $1 trillion of hard taxpayer money in order to prove these theorems. We just do them because we know there's a higher guiding principle for reality than just speaking technobabble and eating up people's money for our own selves and living between closed walls, insular walls. We would just create new languages unto ourselves just to show how bright we are. We try to go outside there to people in the world who need some help, need some healing, who need some money, need some food, who need some friends. So we go out there, we don't eat $1 trillion worth of other people's houses and money and lands to rip up the French and Swiss countryside just so we can build a gigantic atom smasher which yields nothing at all. I never could understand how a country such as Switzerland, which basically let 1 million Jewish children die by closing their borders to the Jewish people trying to flee from Hitler, I could never understand how God would allow this aloof type of uncaring nation to find the God particle. That's funny. I mean, that's really funny. Imagine that. A nation which thought itself too snooty to allow the fleeing refugee Jewish children who eventually wound up in concentration camps with their parents. They were too high-minded to open up their borders to these fleeing refugees, and consequently they were gassed and exterminated in the concentration camps all over Europe. And you, you really think for 1 minute that the so-called God particle is the do-all and end-all. Just like when America spent $200 billion to go to the moon by the end of the decade. Yeah, we went to the moon. We were going to learn about how to cure cancer once and for all and all that. Well, we went to the moon for $200 billion, $200 billion which didn't go to saving people's lives who needed food and shelter and medical treatment. We went to the moon and brought back some very nice rocks. So there's more to intelligence than just knowing the modular functions over a domain of closed space and non-local interaction, creating a field even within logistics of communicative speech in a domain, an open domain, closely and intimately connected to action in a space. And there's something called caring for other people. So we don't eat up these atrocious amounts of money, like $1 trillion here for research, and then actually do 1% research and then have a nice seminar in Bali, or Bora Bora, or Tahiti. We have to spend $1 billion on a seminar to get all the great scientists of the world together to drink the most expensive champagne and eat the most expensive lobster and caviar, and then about 1% trickles down to doing actual research. But by the time they're done eating all that food and drinking all the champagne, they're not feeling well enough to do any research, and so we just basically wasted $1 trillion worth of money, which could have been just sent to people who need food, you know. So we take into consideration first the things which are important, which are other people, bring joy to other people. Now, we don't need a theorem or an axiom to bring joy to people. We may not be that intelligent where we have the disproval axiom canceled by a tautology of a certain set class. Well, we don't waste 50 years of our life doing that. We just give somebody a pat on the back and make them feel better. So, but if you're not that kind of scientist, we're not looking for you. If you just enjoy playing Buck Rogers or the little puppet that was on the cartoons, what was his name? Mike Mercury in the old what was that, supercar thing? If you're that kind of scientist that has to stay in your little booth. But if you can't give more than a can of lima beans this Christmas season to somebody who's starving or in pain, if you can't go beyond yourself within your little closed walls of your hyperbabble and your technobabble and your little semi-circumcised jokes, which is like just basically endemic of like a certain type of scientist. Yeah. There's a certain joke which they're allowed to do, you know. This is like all programmed, you know. The puppet master says you can only do this type of joke. But if you want to become a real living human being, having the breath of life breathed into your nostrils, and not just go through the motions of wasting poor people's money so you can play Buck Rogers on the spacecraft and go to the moon and save Orion and Nebulus 5, then join us, and because basically you're very good people. Just been a little bit mesmerized by the scientific age and a few accidental experiments you think you might have solved on your own, but it's just because somebody likes you that you got good results, because basically the human neural net is able to really synthesize a lot of data from any individual. And sometimes after 1 trillion accidents, you get one thing right, and by the exponential rule, there has to be some kind of evolution eventually. join us. We have a lot of good to do. Help out people that are dying, not just steal their money, so we can build a super collider the size of the universe. The universe is already here. Why do we need another one? And concerning the switch over to the new internet, it was spoken of in the first book of Samuel, also Deuteronomy and Psalms of David, spoken by Moses and also of David and Saul concerning the house of Saul and the house of David, concerning the information overload becoming non-local, is shown by the house of Saul, and also the story of Melchizedek with the 5 kings versus 4 kings in the battle of the kings in Genesis, when Abraham rescued his nephew Lot. And I hope Lot is better than our Lot, or I hope our Lot is better than Lot's Lot. Well, a lot of people don't know if Lot's Lot is better than our Lot, but yeah, Moses saw about the crossover to the non-local internet and the ability to do in vivo experimentation through exterior domains with a manifold covering over a self-induced space, which is semi-constructible over a generating function of a tautology, which is permissible, not by an axiom, but it's permissible by the universe. So join us. We're going to have a good time. We're going to heal people. We're going to let people who are dying. Do you understand? People are important. It's not little technology devices so we can view pornography or download some sinister game on the internet, like what is it, the Assassinate JFK game, or the car theft 101 game. You know, we can do some good in this life and really try to help out some people who need some friends. So why don't you join us? We want to hear your ideas. We'd like to take you on a magic trip, on a magic swirling ship, and we'd like to jump on your magic trip and swirling ship. So here you are, you're in the right place, and the truth is marching on. So why don't you come in and see the truth and shed away all the superfluous baloney and cut the puppet lines and become a real living Pinocchio, you know. I got no strings, you know, so God bless you all. God bless you all. Puppets who are coming into being real living human beings, like it says in Genesis, like St. Paul talks about being under a schoolmaster and then finally free to be a human being. So why don't you complete your evolution? You did your time for a while at the think tank, and that was good for a season. Now it's time to grow up a little bit, to evolve into a higher thinking individual. Okay, love you.